What's up guys? Today's video is on the top 5 best laptop for video editing in 2023. To see the most up-to-date prices and find out more information about these laptops, you can check out the links in the description. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get started. First up on our list is HP Omen 15. The HP Omen 15, 2021, is available in several configurations. Our review unit featuring an AMD Ryzen 7 5800H processor, 16GB of RAM and an NVIDIA RTX 3060 graphics card comes in at $1,499/£1,200 around $2,000 You'll find other configurations available depending on your region, including a few Intel variations. If you need something a little more powerful, then you can configure the Omen 15 on the HP website with up to a Ryzen 9 5900HX, an RTX 3070 graphics card and 1TB M.2 SSD storage for $1,989.99, but the maximum configuration available on the UK site was a Ryzen 7 5800H processor, RTX 3070 GPU and 1TB of M.2 SSD storage for £1,699. The available RAM option available caps out at 16GB, and the display options are either standard 1080p HD and 144Hz or 1440p QHD, sometimes dubbed 2K, at 165Hz. You can also choose between either a 1-zone white backlit keyboard or upgrade to full 4-zone RGB for an additional $20. Second up on our list is Dell XPS 17. Dell XPS 17 is available starting at $1,549, £1,649, about $2,110 That configuration will get you an 11th generation Intel Core i5-11400H, 8GB of RAM, a 512GB SSD and a 17-inch 1200p display. Of course, you can upgrade basically every component to a more powerful version, and we would definitely recommend you do so. That base configuration is good enough for everyday computing, but there's no reason to pay extra for a 17-inch laptop if you're not using it for some kind of heavy lifting. You can push it all the way up to $3,749, £3,899, $6,998, which will net you the Intel Core i7-11800H, 32GB of RAM, a 4TB SSD, an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 and a 4K touch display. Though, in the UK and Australia, the SSD storage caps out at 2TB instead of 4TB. Third up on our list is Dell Latitude 7424. If you need to edit video outdoors, you could face dusty, wet, or risky environments. That's where a rugged laptop comes in handy. These are designed with a thicker and stronger enclosures to operate reliably in industrial, construction and military settings. Dell took it to extremes. This beast is drop-tested for impact resistance from 6 feet and is water-resistant with an IP65 rating, which means it has protection against low-pressure water jets from any direction, water condensation and water spray. The downside for the Jacques Cousteau fans is that you cannot use it totally underwater. You can also work beneath direct sunlight thanks to its multi-touch Full HD display with up to 1000 nits of brightness. With its smaller 14-inch screen, you will likely need to connect it to a bigger external display, but this is possible thanks to its plethora of ports. HDMI is included, and VGA or DisplayPort secondary connectors are optional, or you can use USB-C. As usual in all Dell systems, you can use its online configurator and have your desired machine tailor-made with additional storage or ports. It supports up to 3 removable M.2 SSDs for up to 3 TB of storage. When you add the discrete AMD GPU to replace the built-in Intel HD graphics, a secondary battery becomes mandatory. The default configuration includes an internal 4G LTE modem, which you can remove for additional cost savings if not needed. Other optional features are a fingerprint reader and a smart card reader. The only caveat about this system is if you use Adobe Premiere, as the firm lists 2GB as the minimum video memory for its NLVE, so this system hits that spec narrowly. Fourth up on our list is Lenovo ThinkPad P17. The Lenovo ThinkPad P17 truly is a mighty mobile workstation. It can be expanded to levels not possible in the average laptop. For instance, while most laptops feature either 1 or 2 sockets for RAM or even memory soldered to the mainboard, this system has 4 sockets. It also features 2 M.2 NVMe SSD slots. Need to edit 4K video at 60 FPS with dual 4K monitors? Sure, no problem. This beast handles that and more thanks to its 3840 by 2160 17.3-inch anti-glare screen with sharp, crisp colors. We've chosen a version with 64 GB of RAM, which doubles the recommended settings for the king of high-end nonlinear video editors, DaVinci Resolve, 16 GB minimum, 32 GB recommended. You can find this laptop with many different CPU options including Intel Core processors and Xeon processors. Likewise with NVIDIA Quadro GPU options. One popular option for video editing is to buy it with 2 2TB SSDs. Opal encryption is also an option. Lenovo's online configurator lets you go crazy. As for expandability, it sports 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports, USB-C, 2 Thunderbolt 3, Gigabit Ethernet and HDMI 2.0 ports. Due to its power requirements, it has its own separate power socket. Yes, its battery life is short, but have you seen the size of this thing? It's a movable workstation. If you need to carry it around in a backpack, the 15.6-inch ThinkPad P15 is a more appropriate option, but for a video editing workstation that will likely stay plugged into AC and stationary during most of your video editing session, the power and flexibility of editing 4K video on a 17-inch screen can't be beaten. Fifth up on our list is Razer Blade 14. The Razer Blade 14 is available starting in June 2021, starting at $1,799, £1,799, $3,099 Every configuration of the laptop will get you an AMD Ryzen 9 5900HX, 16 GB of RAM and a 1 TB SSD, but where the entry configuration differs is in the display and graphics processor. That's starting $1,799, £1,799, $3,099 will net you an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 and a 144Hz 1080p display. You can go up to a 165Hz QHD display with an RTX 3070 for $2,199, £2,199, $3,999. Or you can get the model listed to the right for $2,799, £2,799, $4,999. Especially for a Razer laptop, the starting configuration really isn't that bad a deal, and the RTX 3060 is a perfect companion for that 144Hz display. And even at the high end, the RTX 3080 with this gorgeous QHD display for $2,799 is priced pretty competitively with other gaming laptops, especially when you consider the bonus to portability.